Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review Bleecker Street's latest film, Together. And this is another one of those quarantine dramas where it's shot in quarantine, has very few people in it, in one place, so you could definitely tell this was shot during a quarantine, about quarantine. And this is from director Stephen Daldry, who did Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close, Billy Elliot, The Hours, and The Reader, and has been working on The Crown as well. And this film is starring James McAvoy and Sharon Horgan as a husband and wife who are forced to reevaluate themselves and their relationship stuck in quarantine together. Oh wait, and they have a son. Which, there's occasional shots of the son, and very rarely do they acknowledge the son, which is, like, there's, like, two glaring things that I see in this film. That's one of them, is just like, but what about your son? And it's so odd that they don't really focus on this kid at all. And the other thing is, there's parts of this that feel very preachy and very at you, because a lot of the dialogue in this is talking right at the camera. And Sharon Horgan has this whole entire thing about COVID and, like, talking right at the audience about, like, how horrible we've been in taking care of this, how it's basically people are being killed, not dying from a disease, killed because of people's negligence. And, like, I'm not saying I disagree, because I don't disagree, but this film was so on the nose about, like, talking directly to you. It was like a PSA, and it's just like, come on. And it completely took me out of the film for that segment. And there's a lot of emotion and great acting from Horgan and McAvoy in this scene with an important message and themes. It was so on the nose and heavy-handed that just took me out of it. But acting. James McAvoy, Sharon Horgan give A-plus performances in this film. They have to carry it. It's really just them interacting with each other or talking right at the camera and interacting with us as the audience. And you need great actors to be able to make that work. And good thing, because both of them are. James McAvoy using his native accent and being full-blown Scottish and just nailing it. He does such a fantastic job in this film, and so does Horgan. She provides such an emotional performance with so much depth, and so does McAvoy. They're both vulnerable. They're both insecure. They both have their issues. They have very differing ideas of politics, and they butt heads. And you have all these interactions with each other, and then there's talking at the camera, which could potentially get annoying, like moment that I brought up before, but in general feels very energetic and interesting and a different kind of way of telling a story, and I appreciated that. So I really liked how they went about this story and setting things up, because it's like they're hating each other at the very beginning of this film, at the beginning of this quarantine, and throughout the film they start intimately connecting again. They start having these talks of, like, marriage and all these different kinds of things that are bringing them back together and then causing fights that's pulling them apart. You could say that it gets a little repetitive in that way, and the film's a little limited because it's shot literally just like people talking at the camera the whole time, so it's not very cinematic, but it is engrossing and well shot, and it works. And I was impressed by that aspect of the film and how well Daldry could actually make this film work in the way that it's put together. And I think a lot of that does also have to do with McAvoy and Horgan, who just act their butts off right at us for the audience, and they're emotional, they're powerful, they have presence. They're really nailing all those emotional beats in this film and really delivering an effective drama with flaws. There's definitely things about this that don't fully work, but in general, I feel like this is a powerful, moving experience, and I'm so glad that I got a chance to screen this from Bleecker Street, which Bleecker Street just basically means quality, because I've never been let down by one of their films that I've gotten a chance to screen. So I would make sure that you go check out Together when you get a chance. I highly recommend it. But those are my thoughts on Together. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.